You want to talk all this old school bullshit about the rules? Well, here's a rule you might remember. I'm the motherfucking one who calls the shots.
This morning on the South Lawn of the White House, hours before the current event, the president, in his remarks, was trying to say that the Queen had helped celebrate our nation's bicentennial celebration, which occurred in 1976. He did manage to get that out after nearly aging her by 200 years. Here's the mistake and the follow-up when the president went off script.
You helped our nation celebrate its bicentennial in 1976. She gave me a look that only a mother could give a child.
And in case you missed it, watch the slow-mo of the president winking at the Queen. That's right, after the initial gaffe, he waited for her to return his gaze so he could wink at her. No winking at the Queen!
Now, last year in Scotland, where the G8 met in the British Isles there, this was the first time the Queen ever gave a dinner, considering they've met several times in England before. But this was the first time the Queen gave a dinner. Now, I want to see if you are as smart as I think you are. Just take a look at that picture. You've got the Queen sitting there. She's got a white dress on with a little bit of red and green. And we have the Knights of the Round Table there, right? So what did the Queen tell her knights? I decided in a major press briefing, the closing press briefing with Tony Blair, that I would ask him. And he was sort of startled at my question because everybody was hammering him on global warming. And here I come from the left, left wing, right wing, whatever, and ask him, Mr. Prime Minister, could you tell us what the Queen told the G8 leaders at dinner? He told me he couldn't, that they make it a rule that they never talk about it. Well, not to be deterred, I figured Jacques Chirac would tell me. So I went in to talk to Jacques Chirac and ask him. He couldn't tell me either. So, who do you think has the power? These are the top 8 world leaders, and they can't say what the Queen told them? If Blair was really smart, because I've got a big mouth, he would have said, well, you know, she's really concerned about the poor because we have so many in Africa. Those are the former colonies that they decolonized, and every time Britain spun off a colony and they got their freedom, they also got a vote at the United Nations. Ah, brilliant, just brilliant.
Der Führer hat uns die Aufgabe gestellt, Garant der Revolution zu sein.
I've seen a lot of things set up that if you did not know, if you weren't in on the so-called inner circle, or know what the Illuminati can do because they depend on people not believing they're really there, you would not, you would have a hard time believing it. That this has been such a secretive group and worked in such insidious ways to infiltrate and control. These people that are in the organization that the Council of 13 is under, and they have something called the Grand Druid Council or the Octagon, they're called the Illuminati. And the Illuminati are actually run by these 13 bloodlines, which are all of the royal families in Europe and in England. And they need the blood because they are, in fact, not human. They take human shape. They are reptilians.
I would hate for my bang Julio to get polio.
They're wearing robes. They're not wearing anything underneath the robes. And the robes are very ornate. They all have, the one thing in common they have is they have a red color like blood, and some of them have purple, because I've seen the Queen Mother there, and I have seen the Queen there, I've seen Princess Margaret there, I've seen Charles there, and they shapeshift. I've seen all of them drink human blood and consume human flesh, and they have their own goblets in which they have blood, and these goblets are encrusted with jewels. And they also have their own daggers, and that the dagger goes into the goblet, and they stir the blood around with it, and it's also a what it is, it's a symbol of the phallus going into the vagina, and when they're doing this.
Good morning, I'm so sorry to disturb you. I'm just expecting a phone call to be put through here. Out! Oh, there it is. Thank you, Captain. Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning, ma'am. You've seen today's headlines.
Yes, I have.
Then I'm sure you'll agree the situation has become